that Russia has a huge military deployment right now in Ukraine and also outside it with its nuclear triad. But among Russia's military deployment, including the 40-mile-long convoy, including the helicopters we saw just now crossing the Dnipro River, there are certain weapons that are enormously destructive that we need to tell you about a little more. First of all comes the 2S7M Malka artillery tank. It is a heavy artillery tank, and these have been seen heading towards the Kiev capital of Ukraine. They have 203 millimeter main gun. The second weapon, and the weapon that is being discussed a lot today, is a thermobaric bomb that is fired from a TOS-1 Buratino. Now this thermobaric bomb, which is also referred to by other names such as a vacuum bomb, such as an aerosol bomb, is enormously destructive. It conducts its blast in two stages. The first stage essentially covers the entire area, a wide area, with a kind of fuel, and the second stage sucks in all the oxygen from the surrounding area and causes an enormous long-lasting explosion that is tremendously impactful on all life there. That is what Russia is accused of. Another bomb that Russia had best not use is the Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba is the largest thermonuclear weapon in existence. It is a heavy bomb, and it can be enormously destructive. It's a 26-foot long bomb. It's something that was consigned to antiques and it was consigned to museums a while earlier. However, right now it is active and available for Putin to use. Furthermore, what the world is really worried about is Russia's enormous nuclear arsenal. Russia, USSR of old, and America were the two super nuclear powers during the Cold War era. Since then, they used to have 60,000 nuclear bombs each. That has come down, but it is still a huge number, 4,500 nuclear bombs. And finally, the caliber cruise missiles that we've been seeing being fired on places, including perhaps Kharkiv, also the Freedom Square that Zelensky spoke about, 1,500-mile long range, 2.3 tons of payload. So that is Putin's massive arsenal that is available for his disposal, that Europe is tremendously worried about, and Ukraine as well. Now viewers, one question that has been asked all of today is whether or not Russia indeed used the so-called vacuum bomb, the thermobaric bomb, the aerosol bomb. The vacuum bomb is what everyone wants to know about, and everyone particularly wants to know whether or not Russia did deploy it today. Why is the vacuum bomb so dangerous? It's dangerous because its explosion takes place in two stages. The first stage causes a kind of fuel oxidant material to spread into a wide area, and the second stage ignites it. When it ignites it, the oxygen in the surrounding area is all sucked in because it's an oxidizing reaction. It's all sucked in, and that is why the name vacuum bomb comes to be used. And this vacuum bomb is said to provide a longer lasting explosion than many other weapons that perhaps explode all at once. This causes a wide-spreading, longer-lasting explosion. And there are question marks over whether or not Russia has indeed used it, because Ukraine and a number of Ukrainian claims have come in. It was also mentioned in the European Parliament briefing that Russia has deployed the use of thermobaric weapons, including vacuum bombs. So there is a big question mark over whether or not Russia is escalating its conflict far beyond what it had initially said, that its fight was only against Ukrainian forces, because with these kind of high radius and high spread weapons like thermobaric bombs, you do not know who you will catch in your crossfire, and you do not have any handle on what kind of collateral damage that can be caused. We saw earlier the blast of the cruise missile in Kharkiv's Freedom Square could not necessarily have been said to be specifically aimed at any military outpost, and that is why there is a question mark on the weapons that Russia is deploying. Viewers, we'll be getting you more updates. There are a number of hectic military developments that are in place right now, even as the Kremlin responds to what the European Parliament and Zelensky have said. We'll get you all these updates and more, and we'll track this very closely. The geopolitical shift in Ukraine and Europe and Russia, all this on Republic coming up.